goodness, not another one of these bad, terrible Windows creepypastas. Hello everyone, if you remember me and my friend Mark's encounter with Windows Codenames operating systems, you mean? Like the beta version of Windows Millennium Edition and others? Well, this time we found none of us, and just like the other one, it scared us a lot. I was at my friend Mark's house. Mark showed me his new Eve Machine 600 series tower computer. Asked him how he got it. He told me he found it on the Microsoft store, and it was just on Microsoft's. Basically, it was Microsoft's own eBay or Amazon. When he bought it, he got some new parts. It was like a monitor and a mouse. Since they came broken in the box, he told me to take a look, and then me and Mark noticed a disc. A Windows XP Service Pack update disc. Heck, since he knew the Windows XP pre-install was an outdated version, he decided to install it, and Mark considered the disk and it installed fast. Me and Mark smiled at each other. Mark clicked on the restart button, but me and Mark shared a confused glance. Do you mean Mark and I? As the Windows startup screen was purple, and its codename was Tattletail, after the indie game with the same name. Now this is very inaccurate because Tattletail came out in 2016, not 2000 or 2001. Mark started to set up the system settings and other things. I looked as the startup screen did have a purple background. Yes, I mentioned that earlier. And it also had the baby Tattletail inside the game. No, not the game, but the green square in the place of the Windows logo. And the desktop loaded as me and Mark stared in awe at the iconic Windows XP background with the baby Tattletail sitting on the desktop. Me and Mark decided to go to Internet Explorer to watch some silly videos until we noticed the Bonzi Buddy link. Mark clicked it, and we were shocked as to what we saw. It was a creepy version of both Bonzi and Clippy, who both had very creepy smiles, as they even had the same eyes as the distorted Garfield figure from Windows 2001. Mark and I were about to exit when the Bonzi and Clippy both start speaking. Now their voices seem to be raspy and distorted, echoing and reverberating through the abyss.
Bill,
Said the distorted figure resembling Bonzi. Mark and I stared at each other, looking straight in the eyes, and knew that he was referring to the Bill Gates, the creator of the Microsoft Windows. Then Bonzi spoke again, and he said,
you created my friend Clippy.
Mark and I, though creeped out, we both laughed at that reference.
You have trapped the souls of workers in the halls.
Said Clippy. Me and Mark, or what should I say, Mark and I knew something was up with the system. Might have been a bootleg operating system, or what.
That's right, and now, Bill Gates, we are here to deliver the ancient curse upon you.
Mark and I didn't know what to do. Should we shut down the computer, or should we just keep listening? Fonzie said something that really sent shivers down my own spine.
But, be warned, Mark. Those places are where you could never return from, ever.
Mark and I jumped at the hearing of that, when he said that. We quickly closed the Internet Explorer, and when we And when we went to the desktop, we suddenly jumped at the sight of what we saw. It was the Internet Explorer logo, but the letter E was red, and it had a very creepy face, just like the one that Bonzi and Clippy had. And instead of it reading Internet Explorer, under the icon, it read, "I'm coming." Mark allowed me to search for the computer files, seeing if a virus had somehow snuck on the operating system. I opened it, and as Mark and I did not know what happened to the files. The usual first documents folder had looked like a dragon burnt it or what. The other documents folder also had a worm infestation. The other folder was instead a blob with the text, "Gates? How could you?" Me and Mark and I became confused. Mark grabbed out a USB called a Windows USB destroyer, and I knew things were going wrong. I saw another message reading, "Our souls were trapped in that maze." Mark inserted the USB and it began to uninstall the program. I looked as the system started to delete all the files. Until all of a sudden, the screen turned red and the red screen of death showed, not the blue one. Now, Mark's computer is dead as of today. However, recently, as of now, he got an iMac G3 as of this point.